Hey, we're live. I'm just gonna start talking now. Cause like when I get on other people's lives, they like wait for other people to come in before they start talking. But hi everyone, in here on the live right now and watching it on replay. First of all, I hope everybody's day is going well. My day is going well. Thanks for asking. And today we're gonna talk about protecting your energy, specifically about how consumption of the media, any type of media, social media, TV, all the shows that you probably like to watch, which watching your shows is okay. I watch my shows, music, and consuming all of those things through the eyes and through the ears, might be messing up your vibrations a little bit. And this year is called Flow Talks. So I want to call this Flow Talks because Holistic Flow, the name of my channel, it's holistically flowing, as in a flow of information, but flow without the W. And I named it that because kind of modeling off of yoga. So there's a yoga sequence called like a holistic flow, and it gives you like a rush of energy. So this Flow Talks is going to be a holistic talk or about different things, but it's a holistic talk. And the flow is for the flow of energy. It's giving you value. So this is for me I'm going live because I usually talk about this type of topic in a video where I sit down and record the video, then I post it, and then you all comment and give very good comments, which I love to read. But I wanted to hear you all's opinions and feedback in a live setting. So I feel like, we're having a conversation, we're having a flow talk. So again, thank you for coming in and watching this video or this live. And I'm going to go ahead and get into, the talk. It's going to be about an hour long. And first, I'm going to talk about, what then transitioning into, okay, how does the media affect the vibrations of our body on a spiritual level, the things that we consume, and then talking about the ways in which we consume media, specifically through the eyes, which are very sensitive, which I'm going to talk about later, and the ears, which are not as sensitive as the eyes, but still very sensitive. Let's get into it. I'm going to be looking down occasionally because I wrote my notes here. And so, first, let's talk about vibrations and what they are. I love science because it correlates very well with spirituality. So, explaining the vibrations of your body is like, if you know what homeostasis is, your body has a kind of level that it performs very well at. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. Whenever you are in a good mood, or whenever you're at your optimum healthy balanced state, you're at your homeostasis. The homeostasis levels of your body keep your body healthy. So when you get sick, um, your homeostasis levels, you can say they're thrown off because ejaculating saliva. But you can say your homeostasis levels are off when you're sick, and when your homeostasis levels are doing pretty well, then um, you're feeling good. You're in a good mood. The same can be said about vibrations. Vibrations and homeostasis are kind of like the same thing. So when your vibrations are high, you are vibrating at a high frequency. That means you're probably in a good mood. You're probably in a joyous state. You're feeling good. And when your vibrations are low, you're probably either feeling physically sick or mentally you're probably in a negative mood. Vibration kind of describes the energy of the body. When you think of a vibration, it looks kind of like this. And anything that carries energy looks like this. Anything that moves, that, um, yeah, anything that moves carries energy. Looking down at my notes again. So our body is energy, and our homeostasis, this is the textbook definition, I guess you could say. It's defined as a relatively stable equilibrium between interdependent elements. It's our equilibrium, our vibration, when we're at our most balanced state. There are multiple different things that can lower or heighten our vibration. For example, the foods that we eat can lower or heighten our vibration. If we're eating wholesome foods, like we're getting fiber, we're getting fruits and vegetables, we're having different colors of the rainbow in our meals. If we're having things with whole grains, nuts, seeds, things of that nature, that can raise our vibration because that's feeding our body with life and energy. Also, things that can heighten our vibration is energizing our body through movement. I love to do yoga every single day. It integrates breathing, which the breath is literally something that fuels the body's movement. So, yoga combines movement with the breath and raises your consciousness. That heightens my vibration. Peace, Jasmine. Jasmine said, "Peace, goddess, peace." Um, and on the opposite spectrum, things that can lower your vibration are things such as people with bad energy. Like if you're around somebody who's like always complaining or uh, so negative Nancy, that can lower your vibration. Also, eating junk food all the time can lower your vibration. It's all about what we're feeding our body with, which transitions very well with the things that we consume through media. Because when we think about feeding our body, we're not just talking about the food that we eat, we're also talking about what are you watching? What are you listening to? Because it's not going into your body through your mouth, you're digesting it a different way through processing it through your eyes, which are the windows to the soul, and that goes both ways, and also your ears. Going back to my notes. So this is how the eyes take in information. I feel like it's critical to know when you're talking about how your eyes process things as it pertains to what you watch. And I have a video on the eyes are the windows to the soul and how to protect your energy through what you watch and kind of filtering what your eyes are exposed to. Stories with that and realizing how much what I watch makes a difference. So pupillary light response. Again, we're getting into some scientific stuff. Pupillary light response, think about your pupils. It's a black part of your eye. What happens is that, say it's really sunny outside. Right now it's kind of getting dark. It's getting dark a lot earlier. But when it's sunny outside, our body wants to take in as much sun as we can. It's good for our body. So our pupils, that black part of our eye, it gets larger to let in more light. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Let me humble myself. Um, when it is sunny outside, our pupils actually get smaller because we don't need as much light from the sun because the sun is already bright, right? So our pupils get smaller when it's bright outside. When it's dark outside, we need more light. So our pupils get larger to let in more light, right? This happens involuntarily. This is our body's natural response. this isn't only our body's response to light, it's also our body's response to fearful and stimulating images. Actually, no, let me pull that off. It's our body's response to images that we like. So, when if you're attracted to someone, your pupils dilate, which means they open. Your pupillary light response awakens when you're looking at somebody attractive because you want to see more of it. So your pupils open up. This stimulates something in your body to process information more rapidly, and it's kind of a survival mechanism. So fight or flight can kick in. Also, this pupillary light response happens when we see highly stimulating images that can cause fear or danger. And that's when we get into how consumption of social media images especially affect us because we're watching that and consuming it through our eyes. Um, Please let me know if I am making sense or you want me to slow down, because a lot of things make sense in our mind, but then when we say them out loud, they're not making like the most of sense. So here's how it affects us with social media. Social media is basically full of all types of things. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. She said you're making sense. Social media is full of so many different images that you don't really know what you're gonna see a lot of the time. Ooh, let me make sure I stay on track. Let's go to my notes. Social media is basically structured for you to get addicted to it. Let me say that again. Social media is structured for you to become addicted to it. Social, let's break down the word social media or the phrase. Social means relating to society. Media, the definition of media is the main means of mass communication, and media is plural for the word medium, which medium is the intervening substance through which impressions are conveyed to the senses. Impressions, so social media impresses upon you what society at large thinks is the right thing. Am I saying this right? So, social media is an alternate reality. Everything on social media is an illusion because basically we comment on people's pictures and we like them, like their pictures, and we can interact with someone on social media that we don't ever talk to in person, but we think because we're interacting with them on social media and seeing what they post within the last month, um, just because we've seen everything that somebody posted throughout the last month and said that person posts like every day, because they post so much and you're always seeing their posts, you think you're actually keeping in touch with them. Isn't that crazy? Like you don't have to call them, you don't have to text them or communicate with them directly. You just like their post. And because you're liking their posts that they post every single day, you think you're actually keeping up with their life, but you're not because of this medium. It's an alternate reality into a world that people want to show. Social media is full of the life that people want other people to see, but it's not part of their full life because people don't want to show their full life. I feel like I'm skipping around a lot here, but also social media is full of a lot of subliminal messages that can trigger this fight or flight response for our. Thank you for the comments. It can trigger our fight or flight response to dilate our pupils to take in more of this information. I remember how I was saying that this pupillary light response to our eyes seeing these images, it is involuntary, and we're not in control sometimes of how much information our eyes automatically take in to our body. Regardless of how much information we're taking in through our pupils, we need to protect it. Um, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And everything that we watch affects the inside of our body. So chemically, like images affect the chemical makeup of our body to trigger things like anxiety and depression, literally. And I have some statistics, but I don't think I wrote them down, but it's like 90% of 18 to 25-year-olds are on social media. So that just shows how society is targeting younger people, like people in my age group and people younger than me, to have heightened senses of anxiety and depression because social media literally like confuses us. Like social media confuses our mind because we're seeing something that is an alternate reality. When we see these images of like, I don't know, basically perpetuation of discrimination and all of these stereotypes, like, you know, body shaming and racism and all these things we fight for and stand up for and everything. And we just see all of the socially acceptable people on the headlines or whatever, and we see things like, I don't know, like pretty privilege, which I could talk a lot about, but all of these things that society wants us to see to make us insecure and unsure about if we're doing the right thing. And don't even get me talk started about how we have this like hustle culture where um, a lot of people are feeling pressured to quit their jobs and be entrepreneurs. And I know I'm a little biased because I am an entrepreneur, but I still see that there's pressure for people to do that because people are showing the highlight reels of their life on social media and not the entire thing, which makes it an illusion and an alternate reality. Um, I didn't even really get into how the algorithm of social media puts our mind in states of hypnosis. So there's a reason why we sometimes do it without even thinking about it. We go to Instagram and then we start scrolling on Instagram a little bit, log out of Instagram. Then we go to, I don't know if y'all use Facebook, I use it to promote, you know, stuff. Then we go to Facebook, right? Scroll a little bit and then log out of it. And then go to whatever y'all use, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but most people use it. Not on it for very good reasons. Then you scroll on TikTok. So your mind is on this autopilot loop of going to Instagram, going to Facebook, going to TikTok, going to Snapchat, and then doing it all over again, going to Twitter, going to TikTok, going to Instagram. Our mind does that without even really recognizing it. Without recognizing it. And I kind of did it this morning and I caught myself because the algorithm of let's take TikTok for example. People's attention spans are getting a lot shorter. It got so dark so quick. People's attention spans are getting a lot shorter because social media is priming our minds to want to take in shorter bits of information, and therefore we take in more information in less time. So TikTok, you have 30 second to 60-second bouts of information. You could take one of my 15-minute YouTube videos and condense it into 60 seconds, and it would appeal to a larger audience because a lot more people like to watch shorter bouts of information if it's only 60 seconds because you feel like you're getting more value. And because it's shorter information and you can get a lot more information in less time, gosh, it's thundering. That makes you feel like you want to keep scrolling and double tapping and get to the next thing and get to the next thing because because it sends signals to our brain to want more of it. Our brain gets satisfaction from double tapping and scrolling to the next post, double tapping and scrolling to the next post. And the way it's wired is that, thank you for your comments. OMG, so glad I caught your live. Hey everybody, if you're just coming in. But yeah, so if you're just coming in, I'm in the middle of explaining how social media and consuming it through our eyes is kind of like lowering our vibrations and stuff. So I'm talking about how we take in shorter bursts of information in less time, and it sends signals to our brain. So when we double tap and then we scroll to the next post and then double tap and then scroll to the next post, oh my gosh, they posted this and it's so educational and it's so funny. It really teaches us to have shorter attention spans. And then also, there's a pleasure hormone. It's called oxytocin. Oxytocin is nicknamed the feeling good hormone. And that's what we get every time we double tap on a post because social media is made to fuel and feed that feeling good hormone. But it doesn't make us feel good. I mean, it makes us feel good in the moment. Excuse me. But because social media is kind of like laced with all of these subliminal messages and messages from society, we're getting hints of things that and information that kind of puts us in a trance and positions our mind to think a certain way about ourselves and about society and about our place in society because of the messages in the things that we're double tapping. But social media wants our mind to think that we like this sensation, that it's good for us because we're getting like 30-second intervals. And it's like I can take in all this information at one time. So I just like keep releasing that oxytocin whenever I double tap. But there's a reason why like depression and anxiety is like the highest that it's ever been. And it's an illusion. And it lowers our vibrations because a lot of us don't recognize that it is also an addiction because of the release of so much oxytocin, feeling good hormone from using social media. I would be lying if I said that I never felt a sense of validation from using social media. For a lot of us, that's why we use it. Because we want to get other people's opinions on what we're doing. And we also want to appeal to society as somebody who's socially competent. Kelsey Kell said, every time I delete Instagram, I last 2 days. Look, it is like taking a break from any like social media platform. It's kind of difficult. And I guess I can talk about that now because I have taken about 2 or 3 breaks from social media. And when I set the intention of taking a break, it was always going to be more than a week or like 2 weeks. It was always a month, I think exactly, 30 days at least. And the first week is hard. It's really difficult because you have all this free time. And that's another thing. Social media takes up so much of our time. Oh, a little tangent. Another reason why social media is an illusion because it affects our ability to maintain our internal circadian rhythm and our circadian rhythm allows us to have our own internal clock. So basically, we should be able to tell time, or at least how much time has elapsed. We should be able to tell that pretty well by ourselves. But because of this alternate reality, it's kind of like a dream when you feel like you've been having the dream for hours, but you could be taking like a 10-minute nap, and then you're like, I had like three dreams. I was asleep for more than 10 minutes. But no, that's the illusion of media. It distorts our perception of time. So when you take a break and then you realize that you have all this time in your day and you're like, what am I gonna do with all this time? Um, so I definitely recommend that if you do decide to take a break from any social media, that it be at least a month. And I guarantee you, at the end of that month, you're gonna see like how better off you are without social media. It really is a game changer. But yeah, okay, so I think I talked a good amount about how we take in information through our eyes. In essence, the eyes are really the windows to the soul. Like, think about it. I'm looking right now directly at my iPhone 11 camera, which I'm using to as a webcam. And looking at the camera lens specifically when I'm filming a video probably makes everybody on the other side, like all of you all, it makes you feel like I'm looking at you, right? Like I'm staring into your soul. But it really feels more interactive because that's what eye contact does. And so, say if somebody else doesn't feel that comfortable with making eye contact with you, it usually shows a lot about the person. And I had to kind of work my way up to showing eye contact in a conversation because I realized how important it was to have somebody engaged. We say a lot with our eyes, and in the same way, um, a lot of information comes out of our eyes. Like if I'm sad or if I'm happy, if I'm angry, all of those expressions are in my eyes. Without seeing the rest of my face, anybody else could see that in my eyes. The same way that information comes out of our eyes, information goes into our eyes. And everything that goes in through our eyes, like it literally affects our chemical makeup of our body through what I've talked about already, like the oxytocin, the hormones, the pupillary light response, all those things affect our vibration. And that's why I love science so much, because explaining the scientific, hormones and things puts into plain words the spirituality part of it. Vibration is energy. So yeah. Kelsey Hill said, yeah, you're right. Show bit. Uh I hope I said your name right. Am I on the weird side of YouTube again? I don't know. Do you consider this weird? A lot of people have said I am, but I'm not claiming that. I guess it depends on what you think is weird. But if you like it, stick around. So now I'm going to now I'm going to talk about how taking in media affects you through your ears. Kelsey Hell said, "No, you're on the conscious side." There you go. That's a great way to put it. I agree. This is one of the more conscious sides. Thank you, Jasmine. She said, "No, you're not weird at all. Conscious." Thank you. So, let's see what I have in my notes. Okay. I don't have the part about ears, but a while ago, like more than a year ago, I made a video on sound healing. Music for a long time has been used for making your body feel that, like it's been used for um, healing from injuries, physical injuries. It's been used for spiritual healing, emotional healing. For example, if you've ever heard singing bowl, I have one. Okay, you can't see it right now, but I have a singing bowl, and it's like a bowl, and you play it like that. Any musical instrument, like a singing bowl, like a guitar, like a piano, creates vibration. And as I was saying before, vibration is energy. So, music and other things that we hear affect the energy in our body, the vibrations in our body. When I when I really got deep into like my spiritual journey, I guess I can say, I realized that a lot of the music that I was listening to, um, I shouldn't be listening to anymore. It's kind of like a graduation that you go through where you, you realize that music is for different moods, and there's a reason for that. I mean, I just graduated in May from college, but when I was in college, my suite mates or my friends, they would be playing different music for different occasions. When they were going out, and sometimes I'll go out with them, but not a lot, they would play a certain type of music, i.e., Megan Thee Stallion or Da Baby. I used to listen to both of them, not really anymore. I mean, I don't really have anything against them. They're cool, I guess. However, that's kind of like party going out, crank that music. When I was feeling kind of down, what would I listen to? I'd probably listen to, I don't know, like some Usher, like some Confessions or something like that. Probably not that. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like when I really want to chill, I listen to Janae Aiko or something else. Those are just examples of how music is for different moods because music changes your mood because mood is vibration as well. The Tuna said music definitely has a positive effect on my plants. That's cool. That's cool that you said that because plants are living things as well. And it's cool that like, I didn't for a long time think that a plant could hear because I'm like, it doesn't have ears. So when people would say they talk to their plants and it helps them grow, at first I was a bit skeptical. And I'm still not exactly sure how that works. But I do also know that plants like specifically classical music, which is cool. Okay, but music has a effect on your body in kind of the same way that what you see through your eyes affects you on the inside. Specifically, certain pitches and frequencies of music can affect you. And I know that there are certain frequencies that are specifically used for healing, and frequencies are measured in hertz. So if you look up like what frequency is used for grounding, for example, you can see it's like five something hertz. It's three numbers. If somebody knows it, then they can put it in the chat. But I kind of learned that through meditation. In the same way that music in a certain type of frequency can be used for healing, it can also be used um, to disrupt the natural homeostasis or the natural vibrations in the body. And that is where being conscious of the music that we listen to comes in. Because if you're doing things that involve raising your vibration all the time, that may not involve music or what you watch, such as eating more holistic foods, or working out and being physically active, or meditating, or watching the energy of the people you hang around, or reading books. If you're doing all of those things and you kind of feel like something is telling me to stop listening to this type of music, then I think that's a good thing, because sometimes we need to raise our vibrations in other ways in order to realize that we need to cut something else out that we didn't know before affected our vibration. So I think that's pretty much all that I had to say for the consumption of media and vibrations. So just started writing. If anybody has anything that they want to add, I'd be happy to read it and reply. But I think I learned, I don't know what I learned it through, because I didn't really come across um, anybody telling it to me. I just became aware that the things that I was watching and the things that I was listening to were affecting me on the inside. Kelsey Kell said, "Can you drop the head wrap tutorial for the style you have in now?" I can't drop it currently because I don't have it. I can record a tutorial. Um, it's interesting because I was actually going to do the 30-day head wrap challenge, but it just didn't work out. Because believe it or not, this morning I was kind of frustrated because I couldn't. I was having a difficult time doing what I wanted to do with the head wrap, so I was about to not wear a head wrap today. But I decided to give it another chance, and this is what I came up with. I've never done this one before, but I will record it. That's a dope challenge. Wow. So yeah, so I never heard of it until somebody commented on my video I did a while ago about head wraps and spirituality, and they no, it wasn't that video. Somebody commented on my video about locks and spirituality that I did like when I first started my locks, and they wanted to know how specifically wearing head wraps affects your energy and preserving it. And I understand because there's not a lot of information about covering your hair. At least not at least not a lot of articles about it. There's a lot of people who say that personally for them, they see a difference when they wear head wraps. Um, Other than personal testimonies, I have not heard many other things about it on YouTube. So that's when made my head wraps and spirituality video. And no, yeah, I made that video. And then I thought about doing the 30-day head wrap challenge as well. And I saw this one girl on YouTube who did 30-day head wrap challenge, but only one. And I was about to do it like a couple weeks ago. And I got to 1 week, just a week. And I realized that this is heavy. It's heavy. Like my neck almost broke one time. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't break. It didn't almost break, but it was heavy. But yeah, I will record an update tutorial. Maybe I will teach myself more head wrap styles by then. But yeah. But I wanted this live stream to be about an hour long because I really thought I had more information to share. I mean, I probably do, but it's thunderstorming outside, so it's probably going to get kind of noisy. So I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you everybody for coming on and chatting with me. I'm going to do a lot more of these. So I'm going to go live every month, once a month, on probably the third Friday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The expected durance, the expecting duration, 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 the expecting duration is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. However, if it goes under, then I guess that saves people some time. And I'm going to keep doing topics that I would usually talk about in my YouTube videos that I record. But the purpose of these is so that I can hear you all's response to it in real time and then respond to that and kind of keep the conversation going to bounce ideas off of each other. Yeah, so next month I'll be asking you all about another topic that you want me to talk about or that you want to talk about with me. So, yeah, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, all of that. And if you didn't have a great day, or if you did have a great day or week, I challenge you to choose to have a great day or week because it is your choice. Know that. Reclaim your power and protect your energy. All right, y'all. Peace.